Right, so seems we have everybody. All right. So being okay, we are still some students joining. Okay, those who have registered, have you guys received your access?
Yes, Amit.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we can start. So this is the tool, and I'm sure everyone has the access. Okay, so this is the marketing cloud platform which we were talking. I think I've showed you this in the demo as well. So being today is the first session, and some of you are have joined for demo only. So we'll not go deep dive in the topic today. We'll just see what is the tool, where we find the functions, how to use this tool. Okay, and from tomorrow onwards, we will move forward. Okay. All right. So this is the tool I was talking about. Okay. Now the main, or I would say the 30 to 40% of marketing cloud is in this email studio. Okay. This is where we will build your email templates. It also deals with admin part of email. It also uh, gives you access to the data. Okay. So this is, and from the certification point of view, this is very important. Okay. Now, this is Web Studio. This is where we will create landing pages, cloud pages, microsites. Okay. In Journey Builder, we have two: Automation Studio and Journey Builder. So Journey Builder, these are the advanced topics, or the I would say the last topics. So we'll take them in the end. Okay. And this is the Automation Studio. From Automation Studio, we will create automations like sending the email, regular email, birthday emails, running the SQL queries, running the import activities, all those repetitive functions which require less or minimum human intervention. So we can use Automation Studio for that. Okay. We'll see Einstein functions as and when they arrive. Okay. Audience builder and content builder, these two are the separate entities from email studio. So this content builder will allow you to build your content, which also includes your email plus your push notifications, your SMS. So you can build all these from in this. Okay. Audience builder, this is where you will deal with data. Okay. Data management, data functions, segmentations, all those functions you will deal over here. Okay. Both can be accessed via email studio. Okay. There are some differences which we will see during our sessions. Okay. So yes, Einstein, as I mentioned, we'll see all these functions as and when they arrive. Okay. So I think now we have everybody. Okay, so let's start. So first we'll start with the data part. Okay. So how we going to conduct these sessions, or how I am going to conduct these sessions? So basically, we'll start with the data part. Okay. Uh, Data and the admin, or the basics, I would say, not the admin. So this is where we're going to start. Then we slowly work on the data. Once the data is ready, then we'll move on to email. Okay. Once email is ready, then I'll show you how to trigger those emails, how to set automation on those emails, how to add those emails into the journey. Okay, so we'll take it step by step. Okay, we'll not take the topics randomly. Okay, any questions, any doubt before we start?
Can I ask you something?
Sure, go ahead.
So the content can we bring outside? Like we can sync content from outside to here?
What content you're talking
Like
about?
I suppose like I am doing a email marketing, and for the email marketing, like we can create a template over here. But I have something which I have created landing page from the outside, the content, and that we can integrate over here.
You can bring that code inside. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So every session, these sessions are will be recorded. Okay. So probably I think it will take within 24 hours or 12 hours. You'll get the recording. So by any chance, let's say you missed one or two session, so you can always go back and check the recording. Okay. Access, as you mentioned, you those who are registered, all of you have the access, so you can start from day one. Okay. And the content or the study material, uh, so you will find all those on LMS portal. Okay, so all the topics we covered, so those topics you will find on LMS. I hope all of you have the LMS access as well. So okay, so all of you are from India, or is there anybody who's not here in India?
Saeed, I am from New York.
Okay, perfect. What about others?
Yeah, I'm also from India only.
I'm also from India.
No, I want I want to know who are in India right now.
I'm in India only.
From India only.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Because some of you are as a demo session, so that's why I wanted to know. Because if you're not in India, then we have to see the time zone and all that. Okay, so most of from India. Perfect. Okay, give me a second, please. Let me open that for you. All right. So this is the admin part. Okay. So when we talk about marketing cloud as an account, marketing cloud as an access. Okay. So what we are actually talking. So let's say you are part of a project. Okay. And your client approaches you and asks you how I should start or how I'm going to start. So where you will find this, how will they get this access? Okay. So this is the first thing. They need to get in touch with Salesforce. Okay. Make the payment. uh, these are some of the versions. So this is an old image. The names and the price are like they're not same. It's been updated. So but this is the basic idea. So we have multiple versions of the account: basic, pro, corporate, enterprise. Each of these access has different functions like this. So the basic access will not have journey builder, mass mobile, Einstein. Okay, it will not have this. Pro version uh, will be the same. Corporate will have more access, and enterprise level. So this is basically this is the one which most of the companies used. Enterprise level. Why? Because it is possible that they might not need some of the functions, so they can customize the offerings. Okay, so that is why they go for uh, this access. Marketing cloud is the access of marketing cloud is very costly. So almost not all, almost all the big MNCs use marketing cloud. Okay, small players they generally don't. Some of them they do use marketing cloud, but generally they prefer the less expensive, because as I mentioned it is very expensive. Okay, so if you want to recommend, so let's say your client is asking you or want your opinion which one to buy. So go to salesforce.com and find this pricing page, and you can always check which version offering which of the capabilities, and based on the requirement, based on the customer's need, you can advise them that this is the best version you can go for. Okay, these are some of the companies, some of the MNCs or big corporations who are using marketing cloud. Okay, the space was less on this slide, so I have added as many as I can. Okay, all right. Now this is basically B2C version. So marketing sales marketing cloud offer B2C capabilities. If somebody is looking for B2B capabilities, then Salesforce has another product called Pardot. Okay, so it is mainly for B2B capabilities. Okay, so this is not, I would not say it's not important, but you should understand, you should know about the product. Okay, before actually start working on the tool. So these questions they will not come in your certification exam, but I'm hoping, and like some of you have good experience, so some of you might start as a project manager, some of you might start as a customer success manager. So for those kind of profile, these informations are important. Okay, when you are recommending a product to a customer, you should know in and out of that product, not just how that product, how that tool works, but also about the pricing, the market functions, the problem that tool is solving. Okay, so you should know all these things. All right, so let's assume you recommended one of the access and your client made the payment, and now what are those things, or how will he receive that access? Okay, after making the payment he will receive something called SAP. Okay, it's called sender authentication package. Okay, it has a private domain, account branding, a dedicated IP, and reply mail management capabilities. Okay, so these are some of the features you will receive in a SAP package. Salesforce team will help you set up that account. Okay, and after that the platform is ready to work. Now it's your job, or your platform developer, whosoever is your platform developer, it's his job to start working on these things. You're like private domain, account branding, and all. Okay. Now, what is private domain? Can anybody tell me what do you, when I say private domain, what is private domain?
Yeah, private domain is a dedicated I mean, it says the IP, um, shared IP and private IP.
Yes, like we have, so that comes under dedicated IP, not private domain. But yes, but like you are close, not uh, exactly on the point, but yes, you do understand what is private domain. So basically, if you look at the image, okay, so just imagine I'm sending you an email, okay, and that email. So let's say you have your own website, your domain name. So that domain name you can actually attach or work with Salesforce. Okay. For example, like this bounce.sendgrammarly.com, security.grammarly.com. So it is your domain. So it will offer you a domain. So most of the MNCs, they already have their domain. Okay. So that can be integrated with Salesforce. Okay. Now, what you were saying, it was close to account branding actually, and why account branding is important. So just imagine you're receiving an email. It's a genuine email, no phishing, no spam, nothing like that, and it is asking you to click on a link so that you can fill your information. Okay, again, it's a genuine email, but that email, oh, sorry, uh, that link is looking something like this. Okay, cl.s10.exact.net. Nothing related to your company name, nothing related to your brand name. Okay, so do you think your customers will, you know, trust on this link? How many of you will actually click on this link? The first one. Come on, guys, it's an interactive session. I
No.
need answers. Otherwise,
No,
I'll
Ahmed.
start asking one by one. See, we this is not the place for judgments, okay? Nobody is judging anybody. Nobody knows everything, okay? You have a doubt, don't wait for others to ask that question, okay? Because in this topic or this particular marketing cloud, one thing is related to another thing, okay? So if your concepts are not clear, it will be very difficult for you to grab the advanced topics, okay? If you, even if it is a small, very common issue, okay, if you're not able to understand, ask me twice. I have no issues explaining it, but keep responding, okay? That's all I'm asking. All right, so in email marketing, your click rate is important, okay? You want your customer to click on the link, you want your customer to go and click on the CTAs, okay? So if your link will look like this, then it will not create any trust. So that is why account branding is offered. So like mail.abc insurance, sf.chroma.com, some, so it is saying that with branding you can actually use your brand name, okay? And when somebody is clicking on these links, so it is actually saying, okay, this is from insurance, ABC Insurance. This is from Amazon or Google or something like that. So your click rate will increase by this. So that is why account branding is important. Now, you mentioned about the shared IPs and dedicated IP. So you will receive dedicated IP as well, though you have to make extra payment for this. But mostly MNCs take dedicated IP and shared IP. Okay. Now, what is shared IP address and dedicated IP address? Now, this is a standard limit, 2 million emails per day. Okay. It is not compulsory. Okay. If you are sending more than 2 million emails per day, it will not stop or it will not say anything. You can still send. But from Salesforce point of view, uh, if your sends or if you're sending more than 2 million emails a day, it would be recommended to buy another IP. Okay. So you should go for dedicated IP if your send count is more than 2 million IP. Okay. If you're not buying, it will not stop the emails, nothing will happen. Okay. But from the best practices point of view, it is recommended. Okay. Now, what is the shared IP and what is dedicated IP? Shared IP, basically, as the name suggests, shared, it is shared by different department, shared by different orgs. Okay. Dedicated IP is dedicated to your brand, your department, your organization, your access. Okay. So that's the basic difference. Now, now I've told you the difference. Okay. Now, from the those of you from email marketing background or digital marketing also. Now, can you tell me why should I go for dedicated IP, or what is the issue with shared IP? I'm not looking for correct answers. I'm just looking for the thought. What do you think? That's it. There's nothing wrong or no right answer.
Yeah,
Just
Amit, I'm
tell me
guessing
what you
just
think.
like if you're the shared IP, if the multiple user has working on, the shared IP. Suppose, for example, the multiple users. So they are sending the email, like they are drafting the email. The same other using other user if using this same email. So these are the where if you are sending the mail to the different persons. So IP address is it's a shareable, like it's the same IP address, but dedicated IP address is like the single person is the single person has single IP address. So it's a trust related activity, like if you are sending the email, only dedicated IP address will be received. So yeah.
Well, the main problem with shared IP is as it's shared with somebody else's, and if they violate the can spam law or they are involved in fraudulent activities, then my IP will be compromised. It can be blacklisted or even blocked. So this is why it's best to have my own IP.
Yes. So the problem here with this dedicated IP, and why do you need dedicated IP? I mean, like, it's not that you need dedicated IP, but it is recommended to have one. Why? Because see, there's a concept called IP reputation. Okay. So in IP reputation, basically it is the reputation of your IP address, that how good it is. And based on the reputation, your emails will go into spam folder or the inbox. Okay. Now, if your reputation is bad, it's not good, then no matter the best practices you are doing, it will go into the spam folder. If your IP reputation is good, then yes, it will land in the customer's inbox. Okay. Because of these phishing emails and all these things. Okay. Now, like Syed said, assuming that you are working on a shared IP, let's say you are working and I'm also working, okay? You are following all the protocols, all the best practices of email marketing, you are following the law and everything, okay? But I'm not doing at all. I'm not following at anything. I'm just randomly sending these spam messages, not maintaining the hygiene of the emails and nothing like that. And that action of mine is actually hampering, it's actually uh, creating a bad reputation for my IP. Okay. Now, what will be the impact? So, because we both are sharing the same IP, so your email, who follows everything, will also go into spam folder. Okay. Like, irrespective whether you are doing it or not, because of the IP reputation, your emails will land into spam folder. Okay. And which will uh, increase your bounce rate or decrease your open rate or something like that. Okay, so that is the issue with the shared IP. You cannot control everybody. Okay, let's say if it is the same team, then you can do it. But let's assume if it is two different departments. Okay, marketing is also using the same, branding also using the same, sales guys are also using the same IP. Then it is an issue. You cannot control them. You cannot, make them aware that this is the law and all that. So always recommended to go for dedicated IP, and especially if your send count is more than 2 million email. Okay, even with the dedicated IP, assuming you have the dedicated IP, you have just one IP, and you are using now, everything is good, everything is working fine for you. Now your send count, you're constantly sending more than, let's say, 10 million emails. Okay, every day you're sending 5 million, 8 million, 10 million emails. So in that case also, it is recommended to buy another IP. Okay, not not because of the shared or dedicated issue, because of the share volume you are sending. It is recommended to buy another IP from Salesforce, not Salesforce, sorry, from the IP providers, IP service providers, ISPs. Buy another IP. Okay, why? Because it will reduce the load on one IP. Okay, and let's say,
Here I have a doubt.
uh,
Sorry,
yeah,
for
somebody
Salesforce also providing
go
that
for it.
shared IP, right?
Shared for Salesforce, no. Salesforce, they don't. It is the part of the domain which is part of. So yes, technically you can say they provide, but as I mentioned in the beginning, that most of the companies have their own domain names, so they preferred using their own domains rather than uh, taking new to start working on Marketing Cloud. So that is the issue. That is where the issue will arise. But you can say that Salesforce provide this service in the package. It has the private domain as well.
Okay, by providing that Salesforce, there is a limit for 2.5 million per month or per day for Salesforce providing audience.
No, no, there's no limit as so. Again, as I said, it is the domain Salesforce they don't provide. They don't host. They don't provide the hosting services. Okay, domain you buy or hosting services you buy like you do for your websites. You can work using your domain on Salesforce. So you have to integrate that in Salesforce. Okay, this is the limit. It's not a limit. It is you can say
Okay,
it's more of a recommendation. Okay, as I mentioned, if you are sending more than 2 million, it will still work. There will be no issue. But Salesforce recommends if you are sending more than 2 million, then you should not use shared IP. You should
okay,
buy a dedicated IP. Okay, so that is it is more of a recommendation, not a rule or not
okay,
a
okay.
limitation.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, so this is the issue with dedicated IP and shared IP. Now, I told you when you should buy a dedicated IP plus when you should buy another IP because to reduce the load. And let's say something happened with your IP, suddenly its reputation going down because of the bounces or because of the spam reports. Then you have another IP which is well up and running, so you can always go back and use that. Okay. RMM Email Studio. All right. So this is the one. Now we are stopping this topic here. So the next topic, RP, IP warming and all. So we'll start with when the requirement of these topic arise. Now let's start with the admin part or the basic part of Marketing Cloud. Okay. Now you have received the package, you have uh, integrated your domain, okay, everything. Now you should start working on the tool. Okay, now tool is ready for you. But right now it is empty. Okay, there's no business unit, no users, no profile, nothing. You have to create those. Okay, so this is a task basically for your administrator. Okay, so that person needs to have admin access. Okay, it could be your administrator, it could be your platform developer. Okay, not everyone has the admin access because of the obvious reasons. So let me show you how it looks. Okay, so first thing, after getting the access, what you will do, you will create business units. Okay, before starting or before you start working on the tool, first thing you need is the business unit. Okay, now you tell me, what do you know or what do you think, what is a business unit? Any
For
idea what is a
Business
business
unit.
unit?
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
yeah, for example, we are using from product we are using for multiple country. We have to do separate for UK, US, India, so that we can use the business unit. Basically the main motive is we can able to separate, we can able to restrict the access and all.
Mhm. Yes, you are close, very close. So basically, a business unit is a separate workspace inside a single marketing cloud account. Okay, so for yes, like you said, separate data, assets, audience by brand, maybe geography, like India retail, EU branding, Australia branding, something like that. So based on your requirement, you can create multiple business units in your account or in your org or in your access. Okay, like this example. So one is your parent BU. Okay, you can have multiple child business units. So for example, let's say you have McDonald's USA. Okay, so that is one account. Okay, now your child BU could be McDonald's New York. Second one could be McDonald's, California, something like that. So you can create multiple business units, okay, in your
There is
account.
no
So
limitations,
that
right?
is the business
For
unit. It's a separate
there is
space.
no limitation, right? We can
Sorry,
create
come
n
again.
number of business units, right?
A limitation depends on the tool access, not tool access, sorry, the level of access you have, the version you have purchased.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So let's say if it is a basic, then you can only create one or two. If it is enterprise level, then you can create multiples and number. Okay, so depending on that. So maximum 25, I think 25 business units you can create in enterprise level. Okay, so that I'm not sure whether they have updated or not, but 25, I think it's the limit. In enterprise
Oh,
level, you can create up to 25 business units. Yes. For that, what is the requirement? Yeah. So for you have one parent BU. Now you can create let's say 24 more child business units. Okay. This parent BU cannot be deleted. You can delete these child BUs. Okay. So total number will be 25. You can delete, add as per your requirement. Okay. But the parent BU you cannot delete. Okay. It is mandatory. All right. This is basically single Salesforce org. This is for multiple. So this is basically for integration. So let's assume you have Salesforce CRM. So you can create or you can integrate Salesforce CRM with the parent BU. Okay. And if you have like multiple CRM, so you can attach those with the child views as well. So this is two types: multi Salesforce org and single Salesforce org. Okay. Now, next would be yes. Any question? Okay. So now your business units are ready. Now opening those business units. Now you need users to work on them, right? I mean, like, what is the point of creating a BU if you don't have users to work, right? So, what is a user then? In simple terms, people who log into SFMC, those are your users. Okay. Now, users can have a different type of access. Okay. For example, I send emails, you create reports. Okay. We both have our own user accounts. Okay. Marketing Cloud administrator is one of the users. You know, email specialist, consultant. You can create any. It is totally up to your business requirement, your choice, what terminology you want to use. Okay, depending on the functions they perform. For like administrator, full access to manage users, BUs, channels, apps, everything. Let's say somebody a managerial level who wants an access, so you can create a marketing cloud, viewer option, who can only view activities but cannot edit, cannot send emails, like that. So depending on the requirement, you can create users. Okay. But administrator is the basic one. That's the first one you have to create, who has all the access to work on the tool. Okay. That you have to create. uh, Now the issue here is, for that also you need admin access, or you have to have a platform developer level access, which you don't have. So let me show you how that page will look. So that is how the page will look. uh, you go to users, new users, name, reply, email address. Now how to create one? So I'm sure those of you have the access. So I think you also receive the email to verify your account, and once you click on the verify, then you got the access. I think you received the same. You receive the access via same process. Okay. So give the name, email address of that person, click on verify. He will receive an email with the verification link. He click on the link. He will redirect it to SFMC page. There he needs to create, password and verify password and all that. And after that, he he will have the access of Marketing Cloud. Now, what roles, what permissions you provide, he can access those. Okay. So this is how the page will look. Now, where to go for this? Where you will find this option? So let's assume you are the one who's working on the tool or who's an administrator. So this is on the setup, and on the left hand side you will find these options: users, roles, business units. Okay, only if you have the admin access. Okay, so those developers, not the developers, but the platform developer or somebody whose job is to manage the platform, only they have the admin access. So this is where they need to go. In the settings tab, go to setup, and on the left hand side you will find all the option under administration, users, business units, profile, roles. Okay, all those options are will come here. Okay, this is where you need to go. Now, after creating the users, you have to give some roles and permissions, right? Like I mentioned, for the administrator, he has all the permissions, all the access. So basically, what are the roles? Roles are permission that decide what a user can do. Okay, these are the roles, and you create the roles like a consultant, email specialist, email developer, marketing cloud developer. So those are the different roles or different profiles you create, and with each profile you provide the access. Okay, like what an administrator can do, what a developer can do and see. Okay, all those things. Once you have that profile ready, now when you create a new user, you can give any of the profile which you have already created to any of the user. Okay, so you don't have to give each permission every time when you create a user. You create a profile and a role, and at the time after creating a user, you can assign those role to that particular user. Okay, so that's where you need to. So these are the first things you need to do. Okay, now your business units are ready, your profiles are ready, your users are ready. Now you need to start working on the tool. Okay, so what is the first thing you need to do or you need to understand? You need to know about the subscriber keys. What is a subscriber key and what is a contact key? Okay, now first let me tell you what they are, then I'll show you the difference. As I mentioned, if you remember, uh, this is the audience builder or the contact builder, right? This is the content builder. Both can be accessed from Email Studio. Okay, so this is the Email Studio. You go to subscriber. This is your data extension. So this is where you will find your audience. Okay, this is the content part, the content builder I was talking about. Now, what is the difference and why Salesforce provide or SFMC provide like this option twice? Okay, before knowing that, the one concept which you need to understand is the difference between a subscriber and a contact. Okay, like anyone has any idea what is the difference? Who is a subscriber or who is a contact,
Yes, subscriber key we
or what
can
is the
only
difference between the
accessible
two?
for the email where.
No, no, key.
Mhm.
No, no, wait. I'm not asking about the key. I'm asking about the subscriber
So
and a contact.
subscriber is like those person he is give the consent to get the email from the like the particular email, uh, the subscribe for the email like somebody has given a consent that they want to receive the particular amount, particular email from the company. So that's a subscriber.
Okay, perfect. And who's the contact then?
Contact is the place that where we are collecting the data, that where we are the all information is collected there. Yes, wow.
Mm, 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 mm. Yes, close enough. Yes, yes. So as subscriber, it's clear. Subscriber is you're right. Okay. In Marketing Cloud, so the I would say the definition would be a subscriber is a email level or a channel level messaging identity, mainly used in emails. Okay. So like you correctly said that those who wants to receive or those who opted to receive the communication from us, they are the subscribers. Or in other words, those individual whom we are sending the emails, they are the subscribers. Okay. Now then, who is a contact? So contact basically it's a broader person, a broader record used across channels. Okay. They may be a
Oh,
subscriber, they may not be a subscriber. Okay, so to give you an example, let's say I've imported a list of 100 individuals. Okay, out of those 100, so those 100 will become my contact. Okay, I have imported them into Marketing Cloud. I have created a list for them, and now this sits into Marketing Cloud. I will be using them for my different communication channels. Okay, so those are my contacts. Out of those 100, let's say I'm sending email to 80. So those 80 will become my subscribers. Okay. Rest 20 will remain my contact. Okay. So if you notice, or if you go to the all subscribers and all contacts, you will always find the difference. You will always find all contacts more than all subscribers. Okay. So let me show you. So in Email Studio, you'll go to all subscribers. This is the all subscribers. This is the, I would say, the master file, master record data, whatever a term you want to use, okay, for your subscribers. So right now we have 5,508. This all subscribers will show you the status, subscriber key, when we created, when he was added, what is the status, whether he is active or not. Okay, everything modified, how many, when did he unsubscribe, if he unsubscribed, what was the reason given, html email we are sending, how many bounce, everything, every information you will find in all subscribers. Okay, now 5508, you go to contact builders, and there you will find all contacts. All right, so this is all contacts. See, all subscriber we had 5580, all contacts we have 5850, so almost difference of 300. Okay, so you'll always find all contacts more than your all subscribers. So we still have 300 records who are not my subscribers. Okay, so that is the only difference between the all subscribers and all contacts. Now, all subscribers is basically used for email studio. Okay. Now, Now come to the subscriber key and contact key. So now you know what is a subscriber, what is a contact. So sorry, a subscriber key is a unique code like your email address. Okay, it's a unique code to identify someone in email studio. And a contact key, it is used in contact builder. Okay, and almost all the time you will find your subscriber key and contact key same. Okay, but it is used to manage people across different channels. Okay, so subscriber key is only to identify someone in email studio. A contact key is for like different channels. Okay, so that is the difference between a contact key and subscriber key. We do not not do not actually the will not find it difficult. Why? Because as I mentioned, like 99% of the time you will see that both are same. Okay, so so if you use customer number as both, so SFMC knows exactly who each person is, even if they have more than one email. Okay, so these subscriber keys will, I mean, they have to be unique. They have to be I would say not the email address, but you will find a lot of cases where email address are being used as subscriber keys. But it is not recommended to use your email address as subscriber key. Okay, but we do. I mean, I will not say that we do not use it, but we do use. But it is recommended not to use your subscriber key. Sorry, yeah, email ID as your subscriber key. The reason being that it is possible that you might start using another email. It is possible that some other, like, your email address is being used by other, family members or other members. So that is the challenge from our point of view, especially in the e-commerce clients. So it is recommended not to use email address, but as I mentioned, you do find a lot of cases where email address is being used as a subscriber key. Okay. Now there are other keys as well. Okay. So subscriber key and contact key, I've told you. There is one more key. It is called primary key, and that is used specifically in your data. So your subscriber key and contact key are the unique keys to identify your subscriber or your contact, right? Your primary key, okay? Your primary key is basically, wait, not this one. Yeah, here it is. So this is the option of primary key. Now, primary key is the unique field in a data extension, okay? And it is used to prevent storing duplicate information. Okay. So this, if you check this box, if you're making this customer ID as your primary key, now you cannot add duplicate records in this. Okay. So it is a unique identifier in your data extension. Okay. It is your primary key. So that is the only difference. Most of the time you will find it on email address to avoid storing duplicate email addresses. So this is your primary key. Okay, now you can start working on the data. Wait. So when we talk about data in Marketing Cloud, we basically follow two data models: list and data extensions. Okay, now what is data extension and what is list based data model. Okay. Now, basically, a list is a compilation of subscribers that receive your communication. Okay. And data extension is a table within the application database that contains your data. Okay. Now, how to create these things? You go to, if you are accessing your data from Email Studio, then go to subscriber and you will find this option, data extension. And if you are using contact builder, then also you will find this option called data extensions. Okay. And this is where you will go to create your data extensions. Now, what is the difference between list and data extension, and which method is preferred? Okay. You need to understand this first. So, out of these two, we will follow or we will use data extensions. We do not use list. Why? Because list has some limitations. Okay. For example, your list can contain only 500,000 subscribers. Okay. So it has a limitation of 500,000. So if your data is, let's say, 1 million, you cannot store in a list. Okay. So that is one, and that is the biggest challenge with list. Uh, you prefer, let's say, so these lists are basically simple. Okay. Uh, they do not support in custom queries. They do not support in complex queries. These are very simple data, simple lists without any complex issues. Okay, so those that's where the lists are used. Uh, it has the import issue. So if, let's say, you are importing 500,000 or 400,000 uh, accounts, then the import is very slow in the list. Okay, so these are some of the challenges why we do not use list. Okay. Now, you can ask this question, what if we have, let's say, 100,000 data? In that case, can we use list? Then also, I will say no. Why? Because when you are working on a account, or let's say when you are working, when you are handling account, you do not want your data to be scattered. Okay. You want all your data in one format at one place. Okay. So even if the data count is very low, let's say 10, 20, 100, even then we use data extensions. We do not use lists at all. Okay. There are some cases, like some lists which we use, which we will see like in some time. But for subscriber management, for communication, for channel communication, for everything, we use data extensions. Okay. Because of the limitations list has. Okay. What is the data extension then? As I mentioned, data extension is a table within the application database, and it can support millions of data, millions of records. It is very fast in importing. It can handle your complex queries, your queries. Okay. Uh, mm, as I mentioned, fast import. It can implement trigger sends. You can use APIs, REST APIs, SOAP APIs, and data extensions. Okay, and it is very flexible. Okay, it can support different type of data types. So this is one of the reason we use data extension. Okay, all right. So tomorrow we'll start with data extensions. I'll show you how to create data extension, different type of data extensions. So this is where we This is the topic we're going to start tomorrow. Okay. Uh, for like few days, like 2 3 days, we'll start this very slow, so that those of you who are new into this, you know, you start working. You start those of you who are still not registered, so you can also register and start joining the sessions.